Hello everybody, welcome back to Fox's Best Laid Plans, the planner channel that's planning on a Friday, which would be a problem if it wasn't for the fact that time is meaningless. Hello everybody, it's the middle of July. It's a Friday. We're gonna plan. My name is Fox. If you are new here, I do planner things, I do travel things. I have a dog who's the most adorable little baby in the whole wide world, and I take you through what it's like to live in the brain of a person whose brain is like, maybe we won't succeed at things today. Is it in here? No, that's a different one. Y'all, I lost one of my favorite washi tapes, and I know I haven't used the whole thing up, so it is somewhere in my house, but I don't know where. And I'm perplexed about it, and I'm just very, hi, can I help you, ma'am? You're so cute. I don't know, it's somewhere in the house, but I don't know where that somewhere is. So anyway, let's focus. That's the problem today. The focusing is the problem today. This was last week's spread. It turned out very cute. I ended up, if you remember, I used 2 different kits last week because I wanted to use this little puppy dog and also this cat who was just like, if the Supreme Court makes one more decision, I'm gonna bite somebody. And I was like, this is how all of America feels right now, so I needed to have that cat. Are we gonna squeak our toy while mommy's on her video? Terrific. I love it. I have no notes. Keep going. Layla Grace is acting out because normally her dad works from home and he is home with her every single day. But that's mommy's things. Don't eat that. That's your toy. Go ahead, eat that. He's been in the office all week. They had an on-site, so he had to be there. So she's like, why is only one parent home? These are the days that 2 parents are supposed to be home, and she's just a little freaked out. So anyway, it's Friday, July 12th. I really did intend on planning on a Wednesday like I normally do, but we have had landscapers at the house, which I'll talk about. And so they were doing a lot of like power tool, loud weed whacker, leaf blower things. And then yesterday, they weren't here. They're coming back today, but the people across the street were having like, I don't know, the people next door are having new floors put in. We're having like massive overhaul landscaping, and the people across the street are having some kind of, I don't know, carpentry done. It's the week for us all to get our houses remodeled, so we're doing the best we can, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna use this washi tape because this is pretty close to the one that I was looking for. Has little toucans on it, and I don't know where it is. It's one of my favorite. It's a Simply Gilded one that my friend Summer gave me, and I don't know where it is. But we're gonna use this kit from Coconut Girl Studio. It's called Sunset on the Beach. I have been like really a stan for Coconut Girl Studio since I used my first kit by them a few months ago. And it's got so many pages, like there's just so much stuff. It's really awesome. These kits are beautiful. So what I'm actually doing next week, if you want a little preview of next week, let me not knock things over here on my desk, which could happen. I'm using this kit next week from Plan Ahead stickers with these flamingos, but the only unfortunate thing about this kit is that it's kind of small. It's like a mini kit, which there was a time where I was like just buying stuff online and not paying attention to whether it was a full kit versus a mini kit. My fault. And this is like a mini kit, so I figured I'd use these back to back because they have like similar enough color schemes that I can use. This has so many stickers, and I can use the leftovers from this onto this. So there's your sneak peek for next week if you're curious. Let's just make sure that I'm like actually filming. Hold on. I had this moment of terror that like I forgot to press the record button or something. That's kind of how my day is feeling. So we have 2 washi tapes. We have this one, and then we have this one. Since I couldn't find the one I was looking for, I'm using this little blue with manatees. So which will go better with, I think this will go better with the bottom and this will go with the top. Okay. We have a plan. We're ready to plan because we have a plan. Which is that's the top, okay. It has not been like a bad week, but it's just been like non-stop, very much going on kind of week. So July is for not traveling. Despite my like sadness that I'm not going to Boston tonight to see Dave Matthews Band, I made the executive decision that I'm not traveling in July so that I can get caught up on my life. And so I'm trying to do that. So like I said, we had landscapers come to the house, and basically, I don't know, I love working in my garden. I love having a nice and pretty garden. And we bought this house, one of the Wait a minute. These are upside down. No, I almost put upside down pineapples on there. They're like, okay, in my defense, doesn't it seem like this would be right side up and this would be upside down, but it's, once I looked at it, I was like, those pineapples are the wrong way. Okay, we're good. We're good. The pineapple's facing the right direction. See, some people want to keep their ducks in a row, and I just want to keep my pineapples in the right direction. Yeah, it's the little things in life that keep you from going crazy. So anyway, I do really like working in the yard. I don't have a ton of time for it. And when my dad was still alive, he would come and help me. He and my mom both would come and help me. And now that he's gone, my mom and I, it's just like a little bit too much for just the two of us. Husband is not an outdoorsy person at all. And usually my mom and I, or my dad and mom and I, would work during the times whenever, like during the week. So husband would be at work because I have some weekdays off because I work in healthcare and you have weird days, weird shifts. So anyway, whoa, my goodness, I just threw my pineapples. That sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. It's just literally this. Oh, y'all. So anyway, so 2020, when 2020 happened, and the lockdowns were going on and there was nothing else we could do, I was like, this is the summer of the garden. The garden stores were allowed to be open. So I was like, I'm just going to go to the garden stores and I'm going to just spend the entire summer working in my yard. And I did. Like, I did a lot of stuff. It looked great. And then in 2021, my dad was like in pretty good health until about this time, actually about like mid-July. And so he was helping me, you know, he was coming over and he planted these lilies that I love. He planted 3 lilies that are so beautiful. And lilies are perennials. I've been trying to plant perennials in my garden mostly when I can because I want to have stuff that comes back year after year and I don't have to completely like revamp. What? Seriously? Oh my god. This is a sturdy washi tape here. That washi tape was like, I tear for no one. Anyway, sorry. Okay, we're good. We got this. So I've been trying to plant a lot of like perennials and stuff. And so I did all this work in 2020 because like you couldn't leave your house. So might as well be doing cool stuff in your yard. And then my dad was helping me in 2021. And then he passed away in August of 2021. And then like 2022 like was a hot mess. I didn't do anything very well at all. And that was really when my ADHD symptoms started to kick into overdrive. So I kind of realized like my dad probably had some level of ADHD, I think maybe. He definitely had anxiety. Got that from him. Thanks, Dad. Love ya. But my dad was really good at like taking tasks over for me that were things that I was having a hard time doing because of my ADHD. And so I really appreciated that. I'm gonna use, hold on, there's my little kit here. So I think that was part of why, will this fit in here? Yeah, that'll fit, perfect. 2022 was such a struggle, was like, I didn't realize quite how much stuff my dad was doing and handling for me. And then when he was gone, it was like, oh my god, this is all falling on me and my mom. And yeah, so 2022 was kind of a mess. And then last year I was like, okay, maybe I'll have time to get back onto my like schedule here with my yard. But then we had like a very rainy spring. And then once it started to warm up finally, that's when the wildfires hit. Not actually in this area, but the smoke was really bad coming all the way down here from Canada. So I really didn't get much done. And then we left on our big 3-week road trip. And by the time I came home, it was just like, everything's a mess. And then flu shot season was starting already. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It just got out of hand very fast. That escalated very quickly. That was kind of how things felt. So the yard has been, you know, way overwhelming to me. Way beyond what I can do, beyond what my mom and I can do. And like I said, husband really doesn't have very much time because he works Monday through Friday. And then most weekends he is also still working. So we just really have not had the time. So we found this person who's a landscaper to come and do this job for us. And so far, he's like about halfway through with everything, and it looks amazing. It looks so good, and I'm so glad. You know, when it's something that you can do yourself, like yard work or washing the car or, you know, hiring housekeepers, you feel like, I can do this. I shouldn't hire somebody for this. But sometimes you have to accept, like, I can do this, or I could do this if I had unlimited time and energy, or if I wasn't working, or if I had better controlled mental health symptoms, or, you know, whatever it is. But just because you can do it in a perfect scenario doesn't mean that you can physically do it in the time that it will make you feel better to have it done. And that's something that's really hard for me to reconcile, is to be like, I need to ask somebody for help. I need to hire out for this. I'm like, oh, we can do it ourselves. We can do it ourselves. Because when my dad was alive, he was retired, and, you know, a lot of stuff we could do ourselves because I had his help. And with him gone, it's like, I don't have that anymore. And I have to sometimes admit, like, I'm not going to be able to fix as much needs to be fixed here, and I need to have somebody. It's okay. It's supposed to. Oh my goodness. She came over and squeaked her toy, freaked herself out, and ran out the room. She's like, Mommy's getting real serious in there. I gotta go. Okay. Anyway, TLDR. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to. Don't make yourself feel guilty, I guess is what we're getting at here. Don't make yourself feel guilty if you ask for help, and you have to ask for help for something that you can do or that you think you can do. It's okay to be like, I could do this, but I don't have the time, the mental space for it, the emotional space for it, the energy for it, and I'm going to need somebody else to do this for me. And if you can afford it, it's okay to hire somebody for that. Like, I know it sounds silly, like, yeah, of course, if you can afford to hire somebody to help you with stuff, hire somebody to help you with stuff. But in my brain, I'm like, yeah, but I could use that money for something else. I could put that money into savings. I could put that money into our mortgage. I could put that money onto a trip that we're going to take. And instead, I'm spending it on somebody doing housework for me. And it's like, well, yeah, but you know what? When do I have the time and the energy to line up? Like, I need to have the time, but I also need to have the energy. And those two things have to line up with each other. And like, sometimes in my life, it's not the case. So it's okay. You're not failing. You don't have to feel guilty and beat yourself up if you have to ask for help and you have to outsource your help. That's totally okay. Just telling you that in case you needed to hear it, because I needed to hear it. I needed to tell myself it was okay, instead of being like, just set aside 17 hours to do this. Brains, man. Brains are just, can't live with them, can't live without them, right? Yeah. So let's put on these cute little, oh my goodness, man, this looks nice. This little tropical vacation scenery here. I like it. It's so pretty. I don't normally do lighter colors like this, but I like this. I feel like every time I use lighter colors, I'm like, I don't do lighter colors. I'm just kind of a goth. But then I end up liking it. Oh, and that's right. These Coconut Girl Studio kits always have this like very enticing list. And I always forget to put it in. So I'm going to put it in first before I put anything else down there. Let's put it all the way down here. How about that? And then I have it to use. And actually, I'll just cover up the top because I'm going to put my blood pressure thing over here. And then I'll put this on top. And then line them up though. But then I have all the, oh no, they don't line up. Oh no. Oh no. Hold your breath, everybody. Oh, I'm taking up both. I think they're stuck on each other now. It's not gonna happen. Stop trying to make it happen, Fox. It's like the most stressful moment of my day. So we put a little bit there and then a little bit on each side. There we go. That's better. That works. Not perfect, but I like it a lot because I love this little bar where I can write my notes about thinking thoughts. Just doing my thinking thoughts. I have not been doing a good job of checking my blood pressure yet again. What else is new? I can only get so many things right in a week. Like, oh, it's not always the best. Okay. So we did middle last. So we can do bottom here. I'll just put this up at the bottom. So it's been a busy week. So we had the landscapers here on Wednesday. Oh my God, my fucking air conditioning just turned off for no reason. Don't you dare put yourself into eco in this, the 90-degree hellscape of our lives. Okay, sorry. So then I have been doing, so since husband, as I mentioned, he's at, oh good Lord, this is, I have to do some surgery here. This came off. The kiss cut was not flawless here. So he is at, they call it the on-site. So it's like whenever all the people who work for them that live out of the country. It's when the people who work for his company that live out of state, they all fly them in and then they do in-person stuff. So they do this once a year, I guess. I don't know. I feel like they did it multiple times last year, but I think they might have done like the different departments together. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But so they all were in town, so he had to be in the office. And then like, y'all, if you're an introvert, tell me this doesn't sound like the worst day ever. They've been like in the office at 9 o'clock. They have like their little brunch in the office, and then they have like their meetings and whatever all day, and then they have a happy hour, and then they have a dinner, and then they've been staying out. He hasn't been, but some of his coworkers have been staying out until like 11:30 at night, like socializing. And I'm like, you lost me at doing something with coworkers after we've worked. Like, and I love my coworkers. Like, it's just too much peopling for me. I need a break. Like, I couldn't do it. And he's like, well, you know, this is what we do. And I'm like, well, more power to you, but I couldn't do it. I could not. So, what am I going to use, speaking of work, what am I going to use for my work days? I have here all these. I'm going to use, those are big. I'll use these priority stickers here. I mean, it's just work, not a priority, but you know. It was the biggest chunk of my day, Monday and Tuesday. So anyway, so he's been doing all this stuff. So basically, his office in our house used to be our guest room. So he didn't have an office. He had a desk in the same office that I do, but he didn't really, once he stopped working from home, he used to work from home, and then he went to the company that he's at now, and they were on site. And so when that happened, like, he had a desk in here, but we were like very rarely both here at the same time working. And then when the lockdowns happened, they moved to like temporary remote work, which ended up being much longer term. So he was like temporarily at the dining room table for like 2 years. And then we were like, this is not working. We got to get you out of here. So what we did was we turned the guest room into his office. And that works out very, very well. However, when it was the guest room, it always stored it was like the storage space. We use the closet in there for all of our like travel supplies. All my candles, when I buy candles, go in there. And we have like bookshelves, like there's a bunch of storage space that we use in there. And it's basically gotten like overwhelmed and cluttered. And like I would always, when I was like working on decluttering stuff, if I was collecting stuff I was going to donate or whatever, I would just like stack it in there. And it didn't really matter because we only had to worry about it when people were coming to stay at our house. But he's in there every day. So like, it's not been working very well. So I was like, you know what? You're going to be gone for 3 days in the actual office. And I was like, this is the perfect time. I am going to get that all organized. So that was my big project yesterday. I did vlog about it, so it'll be on the next vlog that you see. But I got that like mostly, I didn't do the bookshelf in there. I really kind of wanted to do that. But other than that, I got it like in really good shape compared to what it was especially. And so that was like a big chunk of my day yesterday. Also, Wednesday I had to go to the dentist. The worst. And it was not the stuff. I don't like the dentist. It was really not that bad. I had to get a filling replaced, which I've never had before. So it's like an old filling from the 90s that was like, bye. So she wanted to like replace it before it actually cracked or fell out or gave me problems or caused a new cavity. So I had to do that. It really was not like as bad as I am making it out to seem, but must do. I'll put that in here. But it was it's not great. Didn't love it. But it was only like half an hour, so then I went to Trader Joe's, then I went to Kohl's because I had to drop something off for my friend who works there, and then I did something else. What else did I do on Wednesday? Oh, you know what? That's the day the landscapers came. So I used this little picture of this flower here. And we had dance class that night. Boy, the days just go by so fast. They're supposed to be coming back today. They said they had to finish something up across town. Didn't I do something else? Trader Joe's, Kohl's. Conference call. I could have put the conference call in here. Hold on, brain. Let's think this through. I even made myself a list. Oh, I know what I did. Oh no, I discovered the subreddit Fundy Snark Uncensored. So we'll put that on here. It's its own thing. Fundy Snark. Reddit. I was down a rabbit hole for a while. I don't remember how that started, how I got on. Oh, it was a Hannah Alonso video on YouTube that brought me there, if that's right. Okay, and then we had dance, and then pizza, and we watched another episode of Worst Roommate Ever. If you're not watching that, it's kind of a wild ride. It's like Dateline. Like each episode is its own little true crime story, but it's all about roommates that were bad. And I mean bad, like murdery bad, that kind of stuff. So anyway, dance. And then I didn't have my steps. I'm trying to get 10,000 steps a day. Like, I'm trying to do this like it's like 7 years ago, and that's what we were all doing, was 10,000 steps a day. I'm back. So I had to come home and I had to still like run 2 miles. I was like, a little. Parentheses, run a little, just to get my 10,000 steps. And then I was like, what am I gonna do about dinner? And I didn't know what to do. And then husband was like, we're done early, I'm coming home, and we had leftover pizza, I'm bringing it. And I was like, the best, the real MVP. Pizza. Smiley face, because I love pizza. Okay, yesterday was walk the dogs morning. Thursday's my normal shift at the shelter. So I walked, oh my God, we had this baby named Savannah. She's so freaking cute. She got adopted last night, so that was very exciting. But she's just like, I don't know, 26 pounds, and like 18 of those pounds are her head because she's got a big pit bull melon or staffy melon. And she just like, as soon as you go in, she's like, hello, I'm in your lap, I love you. So cute, the cutest. All right, I think I want to use another one of those 3, I keep saying little things, but one of these for the cleaning stuff that I did. That doesn't really fit without cutting off some of this stuff. Well, I could do, let's do, I don't need this thing that says little things anyway. Oh wait, what am I putting at the top here? I have like, well, let's work backwards and then we'll see what we do with this. Okay. Let's do that. I was writing last night. I was trying to write. Let's not say I was writing. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm really stuck. I'm like on a major turning point of the plot, and the plot was just like, bye girl, we don't live here anymore. And I'm like, what am I doing? But Jenna from Heartbreathing's Sprinters was doing some sprints last night, so that's what I did. From 9 to 11. I tried. I really did try. It's just, I'm like stuck on what happens next, and I keep going like, well, maybe I should just like brainstorm about it. And I don't know that that's the answer at this point. I think the answer is maybe just like write a bunch of garbage until like good stuff comes out, because sometimes that's how I process writing things. So haven't decided. That might be what we try next. We shall see. So, but I got dinner last night. Let's see. Look at all these stickers I have. So many stickers to choose from here. How about this one? Currently reading, busy watching. I mean, I sat with my book and my characters for 2 full hours like trying to like get them to tell me what's happening next, and they were just like, girl, we don't know. You wrote us into this little situation here. So I had Murray-Ave grill salad for dinner last night. And then I went to the grocery store and then the pub run. Yeah, I'm going to put this up here. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I am going to cut the top of it off. See, the good thing about me planning this late in the week is that you get to hear everything that I've actually done. And instead of me just being like, I just put the basics down and I have to go, bye. You're getting to see some more of the madness, right? So I decided that the vibe that I'm bringing to the rest of 2024, we watched Encino Man on July 4th because I was like feeling some kind of way about the country and the Supreme Court and whatever else is happening. And I was like, you know what? In honor of our great nation, I'm going to spend the evening with two national treasures, Pauly Shore and Brendan Fraser. And so that's what we did. We watched Encino Man, which is one of my comfort movies. It's like when I'm feeling down, it's like Encino Man every single time. Encino Man, Empire Records, The Wedding Singer, I know I'm forgetting some, but oh, Night at the Roxbury, of course. And I was like, it's Encino Man time. And it's been a few years since I watched it, and I actually have like an essay that I've been writing about why Dave did not deserve to get the girl in the end, because his character didn't grow enough. Pauly Shore as Stoney is so just goals. And I know that sounds weird because he's like the geek and the dork and he's like kind of a weirdo, but he's so wholesomely self-confident. Like, he's not cocky at all. He's just like very comfortable in his own self and personality, and he doesn't care that other people think he's a dork and that he's not popular, and he's just like the voice of reason throughout that entire movie. And Dave has the opportunity to learn so much from Stoney, and he doesn't. He still doesn't get it. He just wants to be popular, and he's missing the whole point that you should be your own unique self. And so the vibe that I'm bringing into the rest of 2024 is this one. It's like a throwaway line, but it like resonated with me so much in this rewatch of this movie that I've seen dozens and dozens of times, is when Dave's like freaking out and he's like, we're losers, we're geeks, you know, you're a geek. He says this to Stoney, you're a geek. He says, I'm not a geek, I'm a unique weasel, David. And I was like, that is the vibe for the rest of the year. I am not a geek, I'm a unique weasel, David. Sorry, this is a long discussion about Encino Man and this one random quote. But I mean, it's like, it's so like, just good. Like, yeah, you are a unique weasel, Stoney. Like, you are goals. So anyway, all of this to say, watch that movie if you haven't. It's so good. I've been having a lot of struggles with self-confidence with my writing, and I think that's kind of why this resonated with me so much, is like, I spent a lot of time in therapy working on becoming my own unique weasel self. And like, in terms of like my interests and like who I am, and like being a runner and being a Dave Matthews Band super fan and being kind of a dork and a weirdo, like I'm very comfortable with all of those things because I had done so much work in therapy for all these years. Like, I'm very comfortable with that, but I'm not at that level with my writing. I'm very self-conscious about myself as a writer. I have a lot of self-doubt. A lot of times where I like sit down and I start writing and I'm like, everything sucks. As a suggestion, I posted in the Heart Breathings writing group on Facebook, like, you may help me with this. Like, how do you get over this? Like, how do you get out of your own way? And someone was like, just remind yourself that it's okay, that it sucks right now because you're drafting. And I was like, perfect. So I'll show you my little picture of my setup now. So I have two windows open, and I have my manuscript on this side, and then on this side I have this little thing that says, it's okay for it to suck right now. And that's like, when I start to get into my head, then I can just be like, that's right. This doesn't have to be good. In November, I give myself that grace, because November is just all about, you got to get that word count. You got to get that word count. You got to get to 50,000 no matter how messy it comes out. But I haven't like gone back and edited stuff recently. This is the first time that I've been actually like working on something outside of November in years. There's a lot of stuff that we could talk about, why I have issues, who in my past caused those issues. I have since blocked that person from my life, so that's okay. But I don't have that self-confidence, and I have this like constant oh my God, I'm a loser, I'm a bad writer, why am I wasting my time? And I need to get out of that mindset because like, I'm not a loser. I'm a unique weasel, David. So that's the vibe we're bringing. I am gonna like print out the screenshot and like put the words on it and make a little, like how I have my Richard Simmons That Believes in Me poster that I put everywhere. Okay, focus, Fox. What did you do yesterday that you wanted to put in these boxes? I know I went to the grocery store yesterday. Let's put that in here. So sorry I got so off on a tangent about Encino Man. It's just so good. Stoney is so, like, just the best friend you could have, and Dave just doesn't appreciate it, man. Dave doesn't deserve to get the girl. He needs to do more self-work before he gets his, like, ultimate goal at the end of that. I have a lot of thoughts and feelings. If you'd like to see me review more movies from the 90s and 80s, please let me know. Okay, so we went to the pub run last night. That's what I really want to put in here. So I guess I'll put a big, this one I'll do. I was like thinking I was going to put, so my run club does on Thursday nights, we do pub runs, so it's always from a different brewery. And I don't drink beer, so I don't usually stay. And usually like the thought of staying, like the thought of like, oh my God, I waited all day to run and then staying later than that is like, doesn't really work very well in my brain, but it's nice to see everybody. I saw my friend Ellen, who I haven't seen in like ages, and we used to run together like literally every weekend for years. So it's 6:15 p.m. And I'm actually going to see her tomorrow because we're going to a thing tomorrow, so that's fun. We have a charity run tomorrow. Okay, so what were the things that I did? Tidy the office, tidy the back porch. Come on, where's my HB90 page? This is going to be a long plan with me, I'm sorry. Oh, declutter the drawers, that's right. Oh, my little brain. Declutter drawers. Tidy office. And then tidy the back porch. I'm like trying to take ownership of my space so that I feel better and have a free and clear brain for good stuff. I have to put stuff on Monday and Tuesday, so I just don't feel like thinking about those days because those days were days at work and they were very struggly. We made it through though. Okay, so today is Friday. I'm filming my plan with me. I have a lash appointment. I'm gonna focus on though, tomorrow we're doing Annie's run, which I use for that. I know this is like watching a movie, and we're not really watching a movie, but I put it here like that because it's pretty. So Annie's run is a charity run hosted by Audrey, who we've known for years. She does these like amazing, she's an amazing cook. She does one of the best ever aid stations of any race that I've ever run at Hell Hath No Hurry. And she used to always do these charity, it's for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, I believe is what her charity is. And she would do these fundraisers where you would pay like $5 or something like that. And after your long run during marathon training season, she would make this like beautiful spread of like French toast and crepes and home fry. Oh, it's so good. So this is Annie's run. So it's from 6 a.m. till noon. You can drop in, drop out whenever you want. You don't have to show up at 6. You don't have to stay until noon. And it's a 1.25 mile loop. And you just run the loop as many times as you want to or can in the 6 hours. And then she is running the aid station with all the food. So you have like all kinds of treats and stuff to enjoy as you're running. So I've never done it before. I feel like I've been working every year or traveling. So we're finally doing it for the first time. Christy and I will be doing it for the first time, both of us. I think actually, and Ellen that'll be her first time too. Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that yesterday. So the only bad thing is that it is across town in the South Hills at 6 a.m. And tonight, our friends are coming over and we're having like, I planned this long before we planned to do Annie's run. I have a 10-mile long run this weekend. And so Christy and I were like, we're both off. It's going to be 94 degrees tomorrow. Let's get it over with. But tonight, make sure I center this or I will just have regrets for the rest of my days. Okay. We're having friend time. Our friends are coming over. We planned the friend time long before we planned that we were going to be running at 6. I knew I was going to do a long run today, but I didn't think it was going to be at 6 a.m. and over half an hour away. So put friend time in here. They're coming over at 7 p.m. And it's our friends that we went to the Finger Lakes with. I don't think we're gonna do a fall Finger Lakes trip this year because we're doing our big trip in August, like our road trip coming up. And then I'm doing my writer retreat in Palm Springs in September. And then I'm running the Baltimore Marathon on October 19th. And then the Savannah Every Woman's Marathon in November. And so I think we're gonna skip our fall trip. And we did our spring trip when we went for the eclipse, so we were like already at the Finger Lakes once this year, so I think we're gonna skip it, but it feels weird because we've gone for my birthday like for the last 6 years or 8 years, ever since we've had Layla. I think we did every year except for 2019 since we had Layla. So she's a little winery dog, she's the best. All right, so friend time is at 7 p.m. I don't need to put our friends' names, do I? Because I can't fit that there. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Yeah, I fit them all. Juan, Carissa, Laura, Tim. And we're gonna have pizza tonight. They're coming over at 7. Our landscaper should be here like very shortly in the next, actually husband should be here soon too because he is supposed to be coming home for lunchtime, he said. But I was like, lunchtime is like, that's not a time. We need to put like a number to it. I'm assuming husband will be home soon, so we shall see. So Annie's runs at 6, and then we have our writer. We're having a writer picnic tomorrow, which means I have to make a snacky snack. I'm making, so one of our writers is vegan, so I am making the vegan crab dip that I made for our dip party, which is like, it's really good. It's hearts of palms instead of crab, and it's remarkably tastes like crab dip. So that's exciting. So we'll put that here. Use, which color do we use? That's that. Use this. It's 1 to 4 p.m. tomorrow. So that's another reason that it's good that we are running early. 1 to 4 p.m. at North Park. So I probably have to leave here at like 12:30. And actually I should probably get going because I have to shower and then I have to go get my lashes done at 2. I don't know when I'm going to fit in my walk today. Because you're not supposed to like do a fitness after you get your lashes done, but I will often still do a walk. But then Sunday I'm supposed to run like 5 miles for like my shakeout run, but then we have like a dance family event, like a group hike at 10 a.m. And I'm like, how am I gonna do this? I guess I could just go early and like run. I could get there at like 8:30 and I could run 5 miles before we all meet for the hike, and then I'll just be disgusting, but it's gonna be hot anyway. And then after that we have like a dance rehearsal. And I think it's at 1 p.m. but I'm not 100%. You know, I'm gonna just leave it off. It's okay. We're winding down here anyway. All right, I think that's where we're gonna close this video out. That looks nice. Actually, let me put one more thing in here. This morning we did yard stuff. Yard stuff, because we got a new, this is very exciting. We got a new, I'll use this one with a little flower on it because it's flowers are in the yard. We got a new umbrella. So we have the same patio furniture set. We have like a table with 6 chairs, but we got this beautiful patio rug to go underneath it because we were having issues with like, the patio is stone, and so it's got the sand like grouting. I don't know if that's the correct word. Like, you know, the crisscross like this from the stones. And we were getting like in the summer, ants were coming and like making their homes under it and popping all this sand up. So we got a beautiful rug to go over it, an area rug. And so that is like preventing that from happening. And it's increased my enjoyment of the patio like exponentially, because now you can comfortably sit out there without having to have like dust and dirt all around you. And I was just like, I don't know if this is an ADHD thing, but it feels like it is. When I start sweeping, I start to get like obsessive about it. And if I can't get everything swept up, like if it's in the house and I can get everything swept up, little dustbin, fine. Outside when I'm sweeping like steps or the patio, I get like frantic because it's never ending. Like no matter, I keep sweeping and it should be getting clean and somehow more dust is arriving and dirt is arriving. So this is like very good for me. But then we also got a new umbrella, and we got this umbrella when we were staying in Gary, Indiana at that cute little Airbnb. They had an umbrella that has a solar thing at the top of it. And so then when you open it, all the like metal pieces that hold the umbrella together like that are lined with little solar lights. So that way you have some light when you put the umbrella up after dark, then you have little light over your little table situation. So we set that up this morning. So I'm gonna just put yard stuff. Because we did that, we took the old, today was trash day, that's why we were like trying to finish this stuff up. So we took the old umbrella out to the trash because it got mangled by a windstorm. I mean, like mangled. Like we had it closed and I thought it would be okay to be closed and it wouldn't get affected, but I didn't think we had to pull it out. The winds were so bad that day, we should have just pulled it out because the wind like tore the fabric around the top. So that's why we had to get a new umbrella. And I mean, it was like multiple years old at this point too, but so we ended up getting this nice new one. So we put the old one out. I had my old bird feeder cooler. The squirrels ate it. So I finally threw that out, like cleaned up a whole bunch of stuff in the yard. So that was very exciting. And now I'm filming my plan with me. And now I'm gonna get ready to get my lashes done. Look how cute this kid is. Oh my goodness. Y'all, do you know how happy it makes me that I have been keeping up with my planner this year? Like, it makes me really happy and it helps my brain. It really does. I was on heart breathing sprints this morning. Like we were all chatting with each other. I am figuring out what I need and I am taking steps to get it, even though the process is a little bit slower than maybe I would like. So, all right, lots of chatting today. You got to see a lot of stuff about my week. I'll go back and fill these in when I have some brain space, when I'm not talking and trying to do. It's easy when I have events that are easy to put in here, but I'm like, I want to put things on these spaces and I'm like, what did I do? I went to work, I did a workout, and then I went to dinner, but I want to put more stuff in here. So that's easier for me to fill out when I'm not talking it through at the same time. So I'm going to do that later, but thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you are new here. And as always, my friends, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I will see you in my next video.